welcome to another video in our series. We are doing a video series on web technologies, and today's video we are going to be talking about e-commerce or an online store. So I'm actually going to show you how to set up a simple online store for your business. This is for people who just started a new business, or it's also for someone who maybe already owns a business like a retail brick and mortar, but you want to be able to offer your products online as well as in your store. So the platform that I am going to use to show you this is called WordPress. It's a very popular website building tool. There are others though. If you wanted to create an online store, you could use Squarespace, you could use Shopify, you could use Wix even. There's lots and lots of different options, and this video is not about which one is best or which one is easiest or cheapest or whatever. I'm just going to show you one of those ways. The advantage to using WordPress is that it is very, very popular, so it's not hard for you to find someone who can help you if you get stuck, or if you just want to, if you're just tired of messing with it and you just want to hire someone to manage your website for you indefinitely. It's not hard to find somebody familiar with WordPress. So that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing you want to do when building any website is you need to find a good web hosting company. Now I use InMotion Hosting for all my stuff, and I recommend them. They're a good company. Quality hosting. They're rated very highly. Their managed WordPress is not quite as simple as I would like, so I'm not sure I would recommend, if you're just not a techie person at all, I maybe wouldn't recommend InMotion Hosting, sadly, but I would recommend SiteGround, and that's the site that I have pulled up right here. SiteGround is also a highly rated hosting company, and they're a little bit simpler to get up and running, so I would recommend that. If you're building an online store, you're going to want to choose this option here that says WooCommerce Hosting. This is still WordPress. WooCommerce is just a plugin that makes WordPress an e-commerce or online store. So you could choose Manage WordPress Hosting and then install WooCommerce, which is a free plugin, but that would just be an extra added step. If you're planning on building an online store, just go ahead and do this WooCommerce hosting option here. This will set up a WordPress website with WooCommerce already installed, and you'll be ready to go. So I'm not going to do this because this would require that I purchase a plan, and I don't feel like spending money today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up a WordPress site in my own hosting account and kind of let you watch that process. Now, SiteGround won't look like this, but it will be pretty similar. It's going to ask you the same questions. It's going to ask you, what is your site name? So you can say, I don't know, I'm making something up, Deb's Bakery. And maybe you're going to sell baked goods online. Site description, delicious baked goods. I don't know. Scroll down here to username. This is what you're going to use whenever you log into your website to make changes. You'll need to log in with a username and a password. I would obviously recommend, picking a nice secure password. For the purpose of this temporary little project here, I'm just going to create a password. This website will be deleted before you even watch this video, so it doesn't really matter what I put in here for the password. And then I probably shouldn't put my personal email out there, but I trust you guys. Scroll down a little bit. I would check this box if they ask you during the setup process if you want to limit login attempts. I would say yes, and then scroll down. You can choose one of these themes if you want to, but I recommend just skipping that and go ahead and install WordPress. Like I said, SiteGround or whatever hosting company you choose to use isn't going to look exactly like this, but they will ask you the same questions, mainly your username and password and your site name. So that's done. As you can see, what I went ahead and did was I just created a domain at shop.crweb.design. Like I said, you can choose any domain name you want that's available to be purchased. That is my domain name. So once you get to this screen or a similar screen, like I said, this isn't exactly what you'll see if you use something like SiteGround or some other hosting company. But basically, once you're done, you'll want to go to your domain name, and you'll see the default WordPress. This is just the very default WordPress theme that anytime you install WordPress, this is the first thing that you're going to see. We haven't gone in and changed anything really. All that we can see is that it put in our site name and our description that we put in earlier. So the first thing that we're going to want to do, of course, is log in to the website so we can make changes. Now, to log into a WordPress website is pretty simple. You'll just go to the domain name, and then at the very end of it, you just want to add /wp-admin. And that will bring you to a login screen. Okay, so my login was James. Put in the password and click login. Okay, so this is the WordPress, what we call backend or the dashboard. This is a part that only you can see as the owner of the website. None of your visitors can see this part. So a couple quick little things here. When you're in the back end and you want to quickly just look at the front end, simply click on the name of your website up here, and this will take you to the front end. And then you can click on the name again and switch back to your back end. So you don't have to keep opening a bunch of new tabs. You can stay in this browser tab and just switch back and forth between the front end and the back end anytime you like. So if you chose the WooCommerce package in at SiteGround, you likely won't have to do this next step. Okay, what I'm going to do now is install WooCommerce. You will probably already have WooCommerce installed, so you may be able to ignore the next 1 or 2 minutes. But if you don't have WooCommerce installed yet, you want to go to plugins on the left here. We're going to click on Add New up here, and then we're just going to search for WooCommerce. Should be the first one that pops up. Automatic is the name of the company that owns WordPress, and they bought WooCommerce as well, so it's an official plugin. Lots of installations, lots of good reviews. This is very, very popular way to set up an online store. So we'll click install. This will take a few seconds, and like any other plugin, we have to activate it when we're done. And we'll just click the blue activate button. There's a little bit of setup involved with WooCommerce, and it's pretty basic. It's all about you and your business, so you should know all this information already. I'm just going to throw in an address. And we'll say Cedar Rapids, Iowa, not California. I don't know why. Oh, okay. Because it wants the whole state, not just the abbreviation. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use United States dollars because I'm in the United States. Sell digital and physical. I'm pretending that I'm a bakery, so I'm just going to say physical products. I'm just going to be sending cupcakes and whatnot to people. I also will be selling products or services in person. Yep, I have a brick and mortar somewhere selling baked goods. You can enable this if you want. This is just WooCommerce tracking some stuff to try to help make the plugin better. Okay, so this point you have 3 options. Some of you are already using Square. If you already have a business, you might be using Square for your point of sale. If you are, you probably want to check that and just use Square. If you don't have any sort of point of sale system yet, I recommend just going with Stripe. Stripe is very easy to work with. It's very easy to integrate into your website. PayPal is also pretty easy. So honestly, either one of those is going to be fine. If you choose Stripe, you'll need to create an account if you don't already have one. I'm going to uncheck this because I do already have a Stripe account, so I do not need to set up a Stripe account. You may want to just leave that checked and create an account. But this is what's going to be used to actually collect money from people on your website. It's what allows them to put their credit card in and actually make a purchase. So shipping method, we can mess with this later. I'm just going to say let's do a flat rate of like $3 for now. Yeah, and we'll hit continue. I like to uncheck all these things and click skip this step. Don't really need to enable Jetpack either. Okay, so from this page, I'm just going to go ahead and go to Visit Dashboard. We're done setting up WooCommerce. I'm going to go back to the WordPress dashboard. You can see now over here on the left side, we have two new options that weren't there before. We have WooCommerce. There's a lot of general settings here, and then there's products, okay? And that's probably where you're going to spend most of your time adding new products to your store. So first thing I want to do is take a look at the front end of the website. Now remember, this just doesn't look very nice, right? This is the default. So we probably want to pick a new theme real quick, right? And that part's not too hard, actually. You have a couple options. If we go back to the back end and we go to Appearance and Themes, we can search from a bunch of themes. We'll click Add New up here. A bunch of sort of not really official themes. Like, these themes weren't created by WordPress, but they've been vetted, so to speak. And so, because the thing about WordPress is you can install really anything you want. It's an open source program. You could go find some weird, theme on the black market, install it on your website. You have no idea if it's a good theme, if it's secure, who knows, right? So it's kind of like installing apps on your phone. It's best to just do it through the actual, Android store or the Apple store. When you start installing, side loading apps outside of that, you run the risk of installing things that may not be, legit. So this is a great way. Any of these themes should be perfectly fine. Like I said, these are all basically vetted by WordPress. So I'm going to go to Feature Filter, and I'm going to choose e-commerce. Apply the filter, and you'll see a bunch of themes that are kind of already set up with e-commerce in mind. So you can spend a lot of time scrolling through and trying to find the best theme for your website. But I'm just going to pick one here, and I'm going to click Install and Activate. Okay. So if we look at the front end of our website again, you'll notice that it looks different. We have this sort of image back here, which you can change, of course. The header up here looks different. Everything just looks completely different, right? We've installed a new theme, and it already looks better than it did before. One quick thing we probably want to change, right here it says Hello World, posted on March 25th. This is a blog post. It's a default blog post that they just create called Hello World. WordPress by default is set up to show you your blog posts on the main page. We're going to change that. We're going to go to Pages on the left side here, and all I'm going to do is click Add New. I'm going to call it Home. And I'm just going to publish it. I'm not even going to do anything else to it. I'm just going to call it Home. I'm going to click Publish. And then I'm going to come to Settings over here and go to Reading. And I'm going to change your home page displays. I'm going to change it from your latest post to a static page. And I'm going to choose the home page we just created. Let's take a look at our front page again. Okay, so you can see that post went away. We still have a sidebar here, which we can change. But basically what we want is we want our products to show up here, right? So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to Dev's Bakery and choose Widgets. And I'm just going to, I'm just going to delete all these widgets in the sidebar here. Just by clicking the arrow and clicking Delete. Like I said, we're just going for a nice, simple website here. It's not a blog. A lot of times when you have a blog, you want a lot of those things in the sidebar. But for our purposes, we don't really want that. So, okay, so this is looking a little bit cleaner. So let's make some products. So we're going to go to the back end here. And over here under WooCommerce and products, the first thing I want to do is talk about attributes. So for this example, we may or may not have attributes for a bakery. But let's say you're selling t-shirts, right? You're going to have small, medium, large, extra large. So size is an attribute. You might have colors of the shirt, you know, white, black, gray, red, whatever colors. So color is another possible attribute. There's lots of different attributes that your products might have. So what I'm actually going to do, I know that I started this project as a bakery, but I'm going to pivot my business for a quick minute, and I'm going to pretend that I'm setting up like a t-shirt shop, right? So I'm going to create an attribute called size. I'm just going to add attribute, and I'm going to create another attribute called color. And then I'm going to add one more attribute, and I'm going to call it fit. So that's going to be men's versus women's fit. Okay. And then for each of the attributes, we have some terms to configure. So for color, let's say we have, try to keep in mind all the products you might want to sell. Let's say we have shirts that are black. We'll say maybe white. Gray, navy. We'll call that good for now. I'm going to go back to attributes, and for size, I'm going to click configure terms, and we're going to say we have small, medium, large, and let's say extra large. I'll go back to attributes, and for fit, configure terms, I'm just going to say men's and women's. Okay. And we'll see how those come into play later when we actually create our first product. So now that we've kind of brainstormed all the different attributes that we think our products might have, and we've configured the terms for those attributes, let's go ahead and create a product. So we'll click on products on the left here. I'm going to click on add new. Here it is, create product. And just trying to keep this simple right now, I'm going to call this shirt. Yes, real simple. I'm going to dismiss these. Okay, so I'm going to leave this blank for now, or I'm going to show you where the stuff you type here shows up. And down here where it says short description, we'll see where this stuff shows up too. The first thing I want to do though is we've named the product. Let's come over here and we can add a category if we want. I don't know, maybe this is fashion, or maybe this particular shirt is like a sportsy shirt, whatever categories we want to add, we can add them over here. And any categories we've already created will show up here, so we can just select them if we've already created that category. I wouldn't worry too much about tags. Product image. So there's the main product image. We'll click on that and choose upload up here and select files to go look for some pictures. And I have some pictures already. So this is going to be sort of the main image for this product. So whichever one you think really showcases the product best. I'm going to say this guy right here. Click open. Alt text, this is where you would describe what the image is, and I would do the same thing for title and description. I usually make these three the same thing. Just describe accurately what the image is, put that in there, and hit set product image. And then product gallery, that's where you can add a bunch more pictures so people can see all sorts of different options of your product, different angles, whatever. You'll see here I just have a whole bunch, so I'm just going to select all these. I got men's sizes, women's sizes. I got about 4 different colors in here. So I'm just going to select all these and click open. Maybe this is too many. Luckily I have pretty decent internet, so this shouldn't take too long. Okay, so now that it's loaded all these pictures, I'll click add to gallery. And this is my photo gallery. Next thing we want to do is come to this tab where it says product data. Now this is not going to be a simple product. Some of them are. If we go back to our bakery example and you have a cake, birthday cake, that would be probably a simple product. this is not going to be a simple product. What we want to do is choose variable product, because we have different variations. We have different sizes, different colors, different fits. So first thing we do is come to attributes, and we're going to add the attributes that we already created before. And we want to select all the terms that apply to this product. So let's say, I'm just going to say they all do. So I'll hit select all, and then I'll choose fit, add, I'm going to hit select all, and size, add, and select all. And I want to check use for variations on each one of these. All right, and then I'll click save attributes. Once I've done that, I'm going to come over here to variations, and this is where we're actually going to create variations of our product that people can choose on the website. So add variation, I'm going to choose create variations from all attributes, hit go, hit OK. Give this a few seconds. So it just created 32 variations, all right, because we have 3 different attributes, all with their own terms. So we have a black shirt in men's extra large, we have a black shirt in men's large, black shirt men's medium and small, etc. It created a variation for every possible combination between the attributes that we chose. Now you can remove some of these. Maybe for whatever reason you know that you just don't have this shirt in black, women's size, medium for whatever reason. You can click remove, and then people won't be able to order that if you don't have that particular style available. So go through and make sure that you actually have the variations available that it created. And this is the tedious part, but you have to do it, right? Each one of these is basically a separate product, right? A black shirt in men's size, extra large, that's a product. And it has a price associated with it, right? So we're going to click on it to expand this out. And for regular price, I'm just going to throw in whatever my price is for this product, $15. That's what I'm going to say. You can add a description if you'd like. And then we can click this again to kind of shrink it back down and move on to the next one. $15 for that one. And maybe I've seen sometimes where they charge a little bit more for extra large shirt. So I don't know, maybe the extra large we make it $20, and the rest of the shirts we make $15. Completely up to you. Obviously this is your store, these are your products, whatever the price is. You just have to go through each variation and make sure that you give it a price. And you can give it a sale price too here. So maybe people like sales, so maybe you say, the regular price is 18, but you make it a sale price of 15. Whatever. Like I said, this is your store. You have complete control over this. I'm just, for the sake of ease, I'm just going to go through and do $15 for each one of these. Okay. I'm going to hit save changes. All right. And up here you'll notice it says 17 variations do not have prices. That's because there's so many variations that there are 3 pages. So that was just page 1. So I'll go to page 2 and I will add the prices for these. Okay, so I've added a price for each product. So now we technically have a product. What I'm going to do quick is I'm just going to, up here I'm going to type top text box, and down here I'm going to type bottom text box, just so we can see where, because you might be looking at this and be wondering, where is this text that I type here going to show up? Where is this text going to show up? So we'll be able to see that. So when we're all done, we're going to click publish. And then we can click up here where it says view product. We can take a look at this product on the front end. So here's the main product image that we chose. Here's the gallery, so they can click on any of these to see what this looks like in a women's fit, white, black, gray, whatever options you have. They can click on those. And here they can choose their options. So I want gray, men's, large. And they can add that to their cart. Now let's see if we can find some of that text. Now this is, like I said, this is a lot of product images, so maybe I could have not added so many. But if we scroll down, you'll see where it says top text box. Okay, so this particular theme doesn't even show the text that we typed in that bottom box. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Every theme is a little bit different. So now that we know kind of where that text is going to go, I also might consider not adding so many pictures here. They probably don't need that many, just to kind of get an idea of what these look like. So I might go in and delete some of those. Oh, here it is. I just noticed bottom text box. It did show up here. Okay, so that's good information. So now we know, maybe we want to put a short description right here of what the product is, since that's the first thing they see. And then maybe we can put a longer description down here. Maybe you want to have like a sizing chart that says, I don't know, if you're this tall and you have a chest size of this, many inches, then you want to get a large or something like that. Size charts is something I've seen on clothing websites before, so maybe you want to put that down here in this bottom box, and up here more of a direct description of the shirt, maybe what the shirt says, that sort of thing. So, but you can see we have a product. If once we connect Stripe to this account, somebody could purchase this product. Right now it wouldn't work because they haven't set up Stripe, so they can add the product to their cart. They can view cart. They won't be able to check out though. So this I need to change in the settings. We'll go do that. Make this default to United States, and I'll show you how to do that. But the next thing we want to do is set up the Stripe so that we could actually collect a payment. So we'll go back to the dashboard, and if we come over here to WooCommerce and we go to settings, and then we come over here to payments, you'll notice there's a whole bunch of options. We have Stripe right here, and it's already enabled, but we need to add something called Stripe account key. So what we'll do is we'll click manage, and we have test mode here. We can uncheck test mode. You'll notice right here it says test key, test secret key, and if we uncheck this, it's live. So we want to uncheck it so that we can actually use this in a live environment. And what you'll need to do is log into your Stripe account, and you'll go to, on the left side, you know what, I can actually just show you. Let's log into my Stripe account. See if I remember my password. I do. All right. So what you'll do is you come over here to the left side where it says developers, click on that. API keys, click on that. You'll see you have this token, and then I'm not going to click this because I don't want you to see it. But underneath that is a secret key. You can see over here it says publishable key and secret key. Those are what you want to paste in right here. Live publishable key and live secret key. You want to paste those in, and then that's basically all you'll need to mess with here. And you can click Save Changes at the bottom. Once you do that, you'll actually be able to accept credit card payments. And what will happen is they'll come to your site, they'll pick a product, they'll buy it. That money will go from their credit card to your Stripe account, and you'll see it under payments. And then after a day or two, what it does is it automatically sends that money to whatever bank account you connected to this account when you set up Stripe. So it's very simple. They do charge fees, of course. Stripe's fees are very... all these credit card collecting fees are basically the same. It's like 3% plus 30 cents per transaction. I think it's actually 2.9% and 30 cents per transaction, and it's usually a little higher if your customer uses American Express. But all the fees are basically the same. They're pretty comparable. There's no monthly fee with Stripe, so you're just paying that per transaction fee. So once you've done that, this website would technically be ready to go. Now you still have a little bit of work to do on the look. For instance, if I come here, I don't see any products yet, right? So one thing you might want to do when you install WooCommerce, it automatically adds a page called Shop. So maybe you just make this your main page. If we go back into settings and we go to settings and we choose reading, when we selected that page we created that said home, maybe instead of doing that, we just choose shop and hit save. And then if I go to the home page, you'll see right on the home page, first thing I see is that product that I created. And if I created more products, of course, they would all show up right here. Over here for the widgets, these are default. Remember, I deleted all those widgets, but these two still show up. That's just something that some themes do. If you don't have any widgets selected, it'll maybe put a default widget in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to widgets, and in the sidebar I'm going to scroll down, and let's see, we have products, product search, products by rating. We probably want product search. Let's click on that and choose sidebar and click add widget. You'll see it added the search under widget. And now if I go back to the front end, you see we have search products here. So they can search your store to find the product that they want. Let's go back into widgets. Maybe we also want to add filter products. So they could filter the products by price. You could filter them by rating, by attribute. Let's see what attribute looks like. So we can filter by color or fit or size. Those are those attributes that we created. So let's choose color, and we'll check out the front end. So now you can see there's a filter over here, so they can click on black, gray, navy, white, and it'll show them products that match these criteria. If we go back to widgets, we could just add this products widget here. Click add widget, come up here, number of products to show 5, show all products. Maybe we show products that are on sale. A product is on sale. If you remember when we created that product, there was the regular price and then the sale price. If you put a regular price and a sale price, that product will automatically be considered on sale. And so you can filter that. You can show over here in the sidebar, you can show only products that happen to be on sale, which right now we only have one product, and it happens to be on sale because for one of those variations, remember I put in a sale price. So, and over here you see products, and this product is there because it's on sale. So there's a lot of cool things you can do in this sidebar over here that you've probably seen on other e-commerce websites that just make it easier for your customers to find the particular product that they're looking for. So as far as updating this right here, that's going to be different on every theme. I'm guessing if I come up here to customize and I go to theme options, let's see what we can find in here. Page management, content, primary sidebar, maybe we do no sidebar. Maybe if we just want to display a bunch of products and we don't even want that sidebar there, that's fine, we can do that. I'm not seeing where we can change this picture. It's in here somewhere. I know it is. I wouldn't normally use one of these themes. I use a particular theme framework called Themify because I just know how they work, so I know how to do everything right away. I don't have to figure it out like I'm doing right now. Let's see. Oh, header image right there. Boom. So we can hide this image, and it's just doing a solid background there. Maybe you can upload your own header image here, of course. Get rid of this, click add new image, upload files, and go find your own header image. I'm not a huge fan of this theme, but like I said, I just wanted to show you how to create the website, and you can spend a little more time than I did scrolling through the themes to find one that you like. But the process of creating those products is going to be the same no matter what theme you pick, right? The theme just basically controls the look and the layout of the website. That product functionality will be the same no matter what theme you choose. So I'm trying to think. I think that's probably all we really need to look at as far as getting something up quickly. Oh, you could put a logo up here. So if we go back up to customize, there should be an option, site identity, site title. Select logo. So we could, if we created a logo, we could put that up here. I don't have a logo ready to go, but if you have your own logo, select logo, upload files, go find the logo file and put it in there. Maybe let's make one of these a logo. Let's make her a logo. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so too big, of course. So when you create your logo, obviously you'll make it sized better, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to upload your own logo. And then I'm going to click remove. You don't even need a logo, honestly. We are going for super simple, right? So you don't necessarily need a logo. You could just leave it as a text up there that said Deb's Bakery, delicious baked goods. And that could be just fine, especially if you're just trying to get something up so you can sell some products online right away. And then you can focus on some of these other details later. But priority number one is probably getting it up and running so you can start taking orders right now. So one thing I'll do, since we're kind of at the end of the video, feel free to check out now. You don't really need to keep watching, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you briefly the themes that I use and then that I recommend that you use, just because they make a lot of things really easy. It's called Themify. So if I go to themify.me and I go to themes, I'll just click on all themes here. You can scroll down, you can see they have a whole bunch of pre-made themes in here, okay? For all sorts of different uses. If you're trying to make like a magazine kind of blog style website, portfolio websites, agencies, all sorts of things. Several of these are e-commerce themes. So Flat Shop right here is an e-commerce theme. Keep going. I know there's more. Pin Shop, this is the e-commerce theme. Min Shop is an e-commerce theme. Shop Doc is a really ugly looking e-commerce theme. I don't like that. You can see there's several themes in here. Oh, and right at the top, Shop. This is a e-commerce theme. So I'm going to leave links to these actually in the description of this video if you want to come here. These do cost money. I bought the plan that lets me, I paid a bunch of money like every year, and I can use any themes I want since I'm a developer and I need lots of themes. But for you can just go in and buy one theme. You don't need to buy any sort of big master packages. If you do choose to do that, what you'll do is you'll buy the theme, you'll download it, and then installing the theme is pretty easy. We'll come back to our back end. We'll go to Appearance Themes like we did before. We'll click on Add New like we did before. But this time, instead of searching through their database of themes, we're just going to come up here and click on Upload Theme. And we're going to go find that theme file. It's a zip file that you downloaded from Themify. Select it, click Install Now. It'll take a few seconds, and then you will have to click Activate when that's done. And that will activate the theme. And then what I usually do, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to log in and download a theme. Again, I just like to show you as much as I can to make this as easy as possible, because I know not everybody watching this is very tech savvy. So I'm going to download their Min Shop theme, I think. Yeah, we'll download that one. Okay, so like I said, we'll click Browse. Let's see, I think, yep, put it in there. I'll click Install. And then, like I said, we need to click Activate. And then what I do is I do recommend that you import their demo. So that'll make it look just like their demo. Takes a little bit because it's uploading images and whatnot. Okay, that's done. So now if we look at our front end, it's going to look completely different because we got a new theme now. It also imported a whole bunch of products to go with it. So, but this gives you a really good idea of what it could look like. This is now our website. So what I would need to do is go in to the products, and actually I'm just going to delete all the products that I did not create. I'm going to delete all the ones that it imported by selecting all of them, going to move to trash, apply. This is also a good little tutorial to show you how to delete products. So Okay, I think I accidentally deleted the product that I created. That sounds like me. We still have our attributes, so I'm going to just go back in to products and go to add new, shirt. It also added a bunch of categories. I can show you how to delete those if you'd like to. We'll go back to product image, pick one. For the gallery, this time I'm not going to pick so many pictures. I'm going to maybe pick a couple of the ladies, a couple of the guys here. There we go. And I'm going to leave it as a simple product right now because I don't want to go through and add a price into every variation like I had to do before. For now, I'm just going to put 15. And up here, I'm going to type, actually down here, I'm going to type, this is an awesome, high quality t-shirt. I'll click publish. Now I'm going to go to the front end, and there's our product, right? So this slider can also be changed, of course. And again, I probably wouldn't pick this theme myself to actually build a website with. It's just one of the e-commerce themes. If you want to have a slider on the front of your website, this would be a good theme for you. If we go to Dev's Bakery, over here on the left-hand side, we have slider. We can click on that, and we have 3 slides. We'll click on slide 1. Here's the image, so we can add our own image. Click update, go back in here to slider, go to slide 2, add our own image over here, click this, go to upload, pick our own image, so on and so forth. And then once we do that, this slider will reflect those new pictures that we created instead of these default pictures. Down here's our product. We have that sidebar again. We have some automatic filters. We can filter stuff by price. But again, we can go to widgets like we did before and change what shows up over here. So yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of how to install a new theme, sort of the manual way, in case that was something you were interested in. If I go back to those themes, I do like, if I go to all themes, I do like this theme right here. I'm going to click the demo, and you can see there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. Again, you probably want to just get something up and simple at first, and then you can come back in later. But you can see these are just really nice looking themes. They have a lot of really cool functionality, and it's all just sort of pre-built. You notice we didn't do any coding today. You don't need to know any code. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. This is a pretty long video. Naturally, I don't think there's a really good way to show you how to set up an online store in 5 minutes. It does take a little bit of time, but if you think about it, it really wasn't all that long. It didn't really take that much time to set up a fully functional online store, right? And with just a little bit of tweaking afterwards, you can make it look the way you want. Maybe you can set it up yourself just to get going, and then maybe just pay somebody a little bit of money to make some changes to the design, if you know, so you don't have to worry about that. But like I said, it's pretty quick and simple and inexpensive. How much money did we spend today? What does SiteGround charge? Like $6 a month or something for their hosting, and a domain name is like $12 a year. WordPress is free. WooCommerce is free, right? Stripe, there's no monthly fee. You just pay per transaction, just like you do if you have Square inside your business. Every time someone comes in and buys something with a credit card, you got to pay a fee. So yeah, it's really kind of crazy how easy and inexpensive it is to set up an online store. So I highly recommend, if you have a business and you're selling stuff in your brick and mortar store somewhere, I highly recommend that you consider creating an online store and trying to take advantage of some of that business that you could be missing out on, especially right now in these somewhat difficult times where a lot of stores are closed because of this coronavirus going around. This is the time to start trying to sell online if you're not already. So all All right, I'm going to shut up now. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.